במאורי אור osreish sif mem vav. So it brings in מאורי אור rakia nikra hayesod b'chol makom, that the firmament of the heavens is the concept of yesod in all places. Gam das nikra kach, and also das is called the rakia. Ki sham yesod de bina, because that's where you have yesod of bina. So das is also yesod because in this context. So it's rakia. Nimsa shagam tiferes v'yesod v'das teziran pi nikra rakia. So it's found then that all three levels of the yesod are in the kavayim tzoi. Tiferes in yesod and das. Ki yesod Abba ve'ima besocham ad kan l'shono, because yesod of Abba and Ima are in them in these lower three levels in the kavayim tzoi. So that's why it's called rakia. According to this, so the yeshiva of the heavens of the rakia shemekablim ha'shefam yesod u'mehadaskol was that they're receiving the flow from yesod or from das. V'hayayin nasiv hevi minyan rakia ma'ashakazav b'zor chelik aleph Parshas Bereshis Daf Yud Beis Amud Beis. And the Yer Nasiv in the Me'ori Or there brings from Zohar Bereshis the Shamayim Hu Vav V'Rakia HaShamayim Hainu Pshitu Dispashet Meos Vav, is that the heavens are the letter Vav, and the Rakia, the firmament of the heavens, that's the spreading out, that spreads out from the letter Vav. Hainu Milui Vav. Those are the letters that fill the Vav, either a Vav or an Aleph Vav, and so forth. Al derech ma'ashakazav b'zor chelik beis rish Parshas Yisro Daf Sameches Amud Aleph Moshe v'Yosef Trein Vavin Kechada, that brings there that Moshe and Yosef, one is Das, one is Yesod, are two Vavs together. They're both a concept of Yesod. So in that context, Yosef would be the Rakia if Vav is the Shamayim. Vayin mashikasav mizeh sof dibur hamaschil am natzech al hashminis be'akitzer sof os aleph ubebir mi al pasuk mit necha ka'achli. I guess lam natzech al hashminis talks about the 8th level, the concept of bina. And also, when explaining me in who will give you like a sister to me, the word me for is also a concept of bina. So I guess it has some kind of explanation there about Yesod. Perek Aleph Nispor Shnei Vavin, I guess over there it talks about the two Vavs, Aleph Hamshachas Hakav Echud. That the first is to draw down the cord in the line of the tzimtzum, and then you have the infinite light that shines into the world of Atzilus. Like Hav Haim Tzoi Das Tiferes Yesod, in the middle line of Das Tiferes and Yesod. So that's the first. Abez Hamshach Yesod Lahayir B'Malchus, and the second is from Yesod to shine into Malchus Mekoro B'Biyah. Ubibiyah, and the source of Biyah, and in Biyah itself. Similar to what's brought in Shir HaShirim, you have these two concepts of Chasan, one from Biyah Hishtalshlus and one into Hishtalshlus. Just like you have two concepts of Kala, you have two concepts of Chasan, Chasanim Mechupasam. So that's two Chasanim. V'zeu atzmo inyan Moshe v'Yosef chulu, and that's similarly the concept of Moshe and Yosef, the concept of the Kav into Atzilus, and the concept of Yisod into Malchus and Biyah. Shuv ra'isi b'zohar sham she'in ha'perush k'mo shekasavti. Ela de pshuto meos vav huos gimel. Further, I saw in Zohar there that the explanation for this is not like I wrote, but rather the expansion of the letter vav, like he wrote before in the name of the Ohr that the expansion of the letter vav hu os gimel is the letter gimel shuhu hayisod that's yisod v'chein kasu b'zohar tetzaveh daf kuf pei aleph amud aleph ubir inyan gimel. And so what's this concept of gimel that extends from the vav? I guess a gimel is a vav with a yud that extends from it, which is the yisod from the vav. So to explain this gimel, mevor bebiur azor Parshas Balak daf hishtal amud aleph bepirush v'rova Yisrael, that Zohar Balak explains in the Biur Zohar about the fourth of Yisrael, Shiur de Gufa Daled Braisos. The measure of the body is 4 Braisos, v'rova hainu Yisod chulu, and the fourth of it is the Yisod. So I guess the letter Gimel is composed of 3 parts. Together with a yud, it's the 4th part, or the number 3 itself refers to the 3 parts of the body, or that third or something. Ein sham, look over there. Mikol makom zeu inyan echad im mashen is bor bizor. Mashakazu bizor the train vavin zeu inyan Moshe v'Yosef. But nonetheless, there's a singular concept, and it's the same concept with what's brought in Zohar, that the 2 vavs correspond with Moshe and Yosef. V'al kol panim, but at any rate, lefizim esivta derakiyah shemekablim shefa yisod chulu, that the yeshiva of the rakiyah is that they receive the flow of yisod. V'yishlomar gimel lashin gomel chasadim chulu. We can say that the gimel is a concept of to give kindnesses. It's of the yisod. I guess the dalet would be malchus. Sharia Torah nikreis Torah's chesed, because the Torah is called the Torah of kindness, and here we're talking about yisod of the shefa of yisod in the study of Torah, which is a concept of flow of kindness, of Torah's chesed. Look what's brought in explaining where it says it gives good chasadim, how that's a flow of yisod. Because tov in general is a concept of yisod. So chasadim tovim are chasadim as they come from yisod. Vayin Zohar chelik aleph breshis daf lamed gimel amud aleph daf lamed daled amud aleph. Rabbi Abba Amar kol hanim oros chulhon mischabran b'rakiyah hashamayim, that all of these heavenly bodies, all these heavenly lights, unite together in the firmament of heaven, lahayir al haaretz, to shine unto the earth, lanhara al ara, man hu rakiyah denayir al ara. Who is this firmament that shines unto the earth? Havi ima the nahar the nafik me Eden. That is the mother, the river that flows from Eden. The concept of bina. Im kein lefize yishlomar mesivte derakia shehim mekablim in bechinas harakia hamir al haaretz, that the yeshiva of the rakia is that they receive from the firmament of heavens that shines into the earth. Ki gan eden nikra gam kein haaretz, because the Gan Eden also is called the earth. So the Gan Eden receives from that which shines to the Gan Eden. Shari Amru Razal Kol Yisrael Yishlem Chilek Lolam Haba. So the Mesivta, the yeshivas, where they receive from it, it's a concept of flow of intellect, of knowledge, or Torah's chesed. and in Gan Eden, so that's the Aretz, it's the shining of the heavens to the earth of Gan Eden. So our sages said, Kol Yisrael Yishlem Chilek L'Olam Haba, that everyone in Israel has a portion in the world to come. Shneamar V'amich Kulam Tzadikim L'Olam Yishu Aretz. Like it says, that your nation are all righteous, and they will, in the end, inherit the earth. V'chein b'medrash Rabbah, Parshas B'shalach, Parsha Chafei Daf Dalet Aleph, or Dovar Acher. So it's brought in Medrash Rabbah B'shalach, Ki Hashem Elokecha mi'aviyach l'eretz tova, that Hashem your Elokecha will bring you to a good land, Urechava, and a wide land, Liros Shulchan Shu Aruch Began Eden Chulu, to see a table that's spread out and set in the Garden of Eden. So there you have a reference that Hashem bringing you to the land is a concept of bringing you to Gan Eden. Vimkin Mashanikra Mesifta Dirakia. And so this that it's called the yeshiva of the heaven, the Fisha Began Eden Shanikra Aretz Eretz HaChaim, because in the firmament, the Rakia, because the Gan Eden is called the land of the living, the land of life. So again, the heavens shine onto the land. Mushkasav Sham al pasuk is halech lifnei havaya b'artzos hachaim, to travel in front of Hashem in the lands of the living. Sham meir b'chinas rakia. Now that's where this firmament, these heavens shine. Shabo hamaoros el yoni manal. That's where you have these supernal lights. In meir sham b'chinas gilui mamash. So they revealed there in a true state of revelation. Al derech ki kol b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Like the idea of all that's in the heavens and the earth, that the word kol is a uniting, is the yisod that unites the heavens and the earth. So again, the yisod is that which flows from the heavens to the earth. That's why it's called the yeshiva of the rakia, the flow of the rakia. And in another place it's explained that the heavens and the earth correspond with the higher Garden of Eden and the lower Garden of Eden. If so, if you want to say that they're above the firmament, above the heavens, that's the higher Garden of Eden, that's called the heavens. So Mesifta Derakia then refers to the higher Garden of Eden. And this is similar to who will go up to heaven to get the Torah. That's Moshe. Like it says that Moshe went up to the Elokim. So like we brought the distinction between the levels of Moshe and Yosef. So Moshe corresponds with the higher level of Yisod, which would be going up to the heavens. In this context of the heavens and the earth, so it's brought in Medrash Rabbah about the day that Moshe finished putting up the Mishkan, where you have Moshe, you have a union of Moshe, the Kala of Moshe, Kalas Moshe. So that's again the concept of Yisod. Or we can further bring there's an idea about this yeshiva of the heaven, about what it says, that those who understand will shine like the brilliance of the rakia. So there you, in that statement, in that pasuk, you have the concept of the shining of the rakia. Uperish bezor chelik bezorish Parshas Shmos kizohar nihiru v'nitzitzu nahara denofik meidin chulu. So it explains in Zohar Shmos like the brilliance of and the shining of the sparks that shine from Eden, the Nitzitzu, Nahara Denafik Eden, the river that comes from Eden. Nahara is also a light that comes from Eden in Aramaic. Nihiru v'nitzitzu Nahara Denafik Eden, Shehu Anikra Rakia, that is called Rakia. So the Nahar, the Bina, or I guess Yisod, within it, is the concept of the Rakia. So Hamaskilim is Yizharu, or Yizhiru, is like the concept of the Tzadikim in Gan Eden, or something. B'morei Or, Os Yud, Simin Yudal, Yoshev Shamayim, Hu Bina, HaYosheves B'ziran, Bina Nekra Shamayim. So in Me'orei Or, it brings that he who sits in heaven is Bina, that sits in Ziranpin, Yoshev Shamayim, that Ziranpin is called Shamayim, the heavens, Tiferes. So Bina sits in it, so that's sitting in the heavens, so that's the Shiva of the heavens. So just like it brings there that you have this Nahar Nafik Me'eden, which is the Maskilim Yazhiru, so the concept of Bina shining into Shamaim, into the higher Garden of Eden. Zohar Chelek Gimel, Parshas Vayeschanan, Dafresh Samachei Sof Amar Beis B'Peresh Yoshvi B'Shamayim. Look what's brought in Zohar Vayeschanan, and where it talks about he who sits in heaven, that you have the Hayoshvi B'Yud, Abba V'Ima Chulu, that he who sits in heaven, we have a Yud at the end, that refers to the Chochmah, and the I guess the Heit in the beginning is like Bina, like it's brought in the Kavanos and the Siddur about this. So that it corresponds with Abba and Ima. Look over there, that's the concept of Mamakim Karasicha. So it's the two Omkim of Abba and Ima, of sitting in the heavens. So that's again the concept of the heavens is the light to the heavens is Chachma Bina, just like we're saying here that it's the Nahara, the Nafik Maiden, that shines, or Yoshev Shamayim is the Shiva of the Rakia. Yeshiva Elyona Yimela, that the supernal Yeshiva is the supernal mother of Bina. Yeshiva Tachtona Imatata, and the lower Yeshiva is the lower mother, Malchus. Yeshiva Ba'alma Dunukfa Ad Kalashona. Yeshiva in the feminine world. Vayar Nesiv Vim Shekasuv Bezohar Chel Gimel Balak Tafresh Gimel Amud Beis B'Mesivta Ilah. And the Nesiv brings from Zohar Balak how you have this supernal yeshiva. That I guess that's the lashon, the supernal yeshiva Mesivta Ilah, implying that there's a Mesivta Tata. V'Ramaz Sham Kasav Mesivta Ilah Hi Mesivta Dekut Shebrichu. So the Ramaz explains there that you have two Mesivtas. You have the higher Mesivta, that's the Mesivta of the Holy One, blessed be He, Mesivta Terakia, Mesivta de Matat, and the Mesivta of the firmament of the heavens, that's the Mesivta of Matat. The lower Mesivta, I guess the one like we just said that it's Yeshiva of Alma Denukva, the Yisod that flows to Malchus or something. And the Ramaz says that it seems to me a proof for this is what's brought in Zohar Bereshis. Look what's brought about the concept of the Malach Matad, who's the Rav Mesivta Derakia, and the Mamar about the young men from their mishta from their party of singing. So Matat's called Nar Sham Nispor Shoresh Kabbalah Mabina, that there explains that the root of Matat is receiving from Bina. I guess, like we said here, that the Shamayim is receiving from Bina, so the Yeshiva of Shamayim is the Mesivta Dirakia. So Matat receives from that same level, Masha'enkin Mitzalos Chasanim, which is not the case with the other part of the pasuk that talks about the rejoicing of the grooms. Keshemus Lashon Chusdarya, like the names of the Chasan is to descend the level, Mechupasan from their chuppah, Makife Abba from the encompassing lights of Abba, so it's higher than the Bina. So the lower Mesivta receives from Ima, while the higher Mesivta receives from Abba. That's Chasani Mechupasam, the chuppah, the Makifim of the Chasan of the Abba. I guess Yisod Abba. So again, it would be like the concept of the difference between Yosef and Moshe. Vayin bezor, vayin bebiurei azor balak kuf tzadik amad bez lefiza mesivta dematat shosha ma'bina mesivta dekuchabrichu ba mechachmei la mimakifim dechachma uchagavna. So according to this, the mesivta of matat, it's rooted from bina, and the mesivta of kuchabrichu comes from supernal chachma and the encompassing lights of chachma uchagavna kol rav mebavel. And similarly, you have this idea of all Ravs come from Bavel, Bina v'chol Rebbe Meretz Yisrael. At any time someone's called Rebbe, it refers to them coming from the land of Israel. So Kol Rav mi Bavel is Bina, v'chol Rebbe Meretz Yisrael Chachma, and all Rebbe from the land of Israel is Chachma. So it's again a concept of two types of people who learn, who study in yeshiva. The Rav comes from Bavel is Bina, and the Rebbe is from Eretz Yisrael Chachma, kamo shekazu b'makom acher. Aval efshar lomar, but we can say lefi ma shekasavnu ki yesh rakia dal gabei chevin tatayin v'rakia dal gabei chevin elayin, that there's two concepts of rakia, one above the lower malachim, and one above the higher malachim. Im kain mashakaz bezor balak sham mesifta ilam mesifta derakia. So I guess it's two other kinds of mesifta other than the one that comes from bina and the one that comes from chachma. This is two lower levels of mesifta. So when it talks about mesifta ilan tata, mesifta ilan mesifta derakia, hainu ki mesifta derakia umerakia shal gabi chevin tatain, that the mesifta of the heavens, of the rakia, is that which is above the lower malachim. Mesifta ilah imrakia shal gabi chevin elayin, that's the yeshiva that's above the higher malachim. V'zeu inyan yeshiva elyona v'yeshiva tachtona. So that's the concept of the higher yeshiva and the lower yeshiva. So this, that the Me'ori Or says that you have a yeshiva of the feminine concept. We can say that that's like the concept of that your throne is established. Me'az hagustus yoshev chulud, that you have the King of Kings who sits. So that, I guess that would be a higher, if you say that the Rakiyas, the Mesifta Rakiyas are above Malachim. So I guess the higher Rakiya, the higher Mesiftas, the ones as they are in Atzilus, are above the Malachim. So yeah, if you have Melech Malchi Malachim, so that's like the concept of Augustus Yoshev. You have the Malchus corresponds with the concept of Augustus, the King of Kings, and where the other kings stand in front of him, or so the Augustus sits. Ketzer in Shamayim va'aretz. So we talked about the concept of the heavens and the earth. Lo b'shamayim hi, that it's not in the heavens. Mayim shema al rakia, that you have this water above the firmament. B'me'orei or perush rakia yisod. Ohr explains the concept of Rakia is Yisod Gimel Pshito Deos Vav, the expression of the letter Vav Moshe v'Yosef Gan Eden Nikra Aretz, and Moshe and Yosef, you have the Gan Eden is called the earth. Yeshamayim Beis Yeshivos, Mesifta Law, and in the heavens you have two yeshivas. You have the higher Mesifta, Mesifta de Rakia, and the lower Mesifta of the heavens. Rakia Dal Gabi Chevin Tatayin, Rakia Al Gabi Chevin Elayin, and you have the Rakia above the higher Malachim and the Rakia above the lower Malachim. B'mashakasu b'chdei lahamshich shel heves metocha gacheles ha'yidi ruach nofeach. And this that it says, in order to draw down from the flame that's in the coal, it's through blowing on it. We can awaken to the idea of the 7 breaths that's mentioned in Zohar, Parshas Tazria, Daf Mem Zayin Amud Beis, Vayin Zohar Chile Gimel, Parshas Naso, Daf Kuf Lamed Amud Beis, El Pasuk V'Nachal Av Ruach Havaya. Look what it says there about, and that rests upon him the spirit of Hashem, the Ruach. Again, you have the blowing of the breath to the coal, in reference to Mashiach. Look over there where it talks about you have a wind that blows from Atik, the hidden Atik, so to speak. L'chinef Shalomar, I guess like right by Kriyas Yamsuf, about Tikatalia. Therefore, we can say Hevel Ruach Hayotzim Pia Osek B'Torah, the breath and the wind that comes out of the mouth of someone who studies Torah, Mamshich Ruach Ha'elyon, draws down the supernal wind. Look, it's brought about the idea of my wind, my Ruach, will not judge in man. I guess that's referring to a revelation from a high place. So look in Zohar that this Ruach Ba'adam, is drawing down from Arich into Zah. I guess Zah is Adam, Ruchi Ba'adam. And there's a siyum to the Mamar in Hosafos Shin Mem Zayin. We'll continue later.